Hello everyone, you are listening to the Video Gabecast, episode 21. Joining me this week is Ensign Paz.
What's up?
I'm very congested this week.
Perfect time to do a podcast.
Yeah, I know, right?
You want to hear your snot.
No, you won't hear any snot, that's a good thing. That congested means the opposite of snot.
Oh, okay.
Meaning there is no snot, there is just, I don't know, I got just two giant boulders for a nose right now.
You have air tubes attached to your nostrils. That's why you can breathe effectively.
Apparently not.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know, maybe I'm just dehydrated, not sure. But, there has been fuck all to play except for, Shadow of Mordor as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's making big headlines, I guess.
Oh, man. It's pretty good. But before I talk about that, I have to talk about a movie, even though it's not a video game.
Is it Expendables?
I haven't seen Expendables yet, and I did not hear Expendables 3 was very good. A lot of people were kind of said Expendables 2 was much better, and this was kind of a downturn. But I will see Expendables 3 eventually. Just don't know if I'm going to spend that money in the theater.
Even if it is a little cheesy, you know, like 80s appeal.
Well, the second one's great. But yeah, I'll watch it.
Cool.
But this movie that I saw is nothing like The Expendables. It is the polar opposite of The Expendables, and it is a revenge movie called Blue Ruin. I might have been evangelizing this movie to you. I don't know. I've been telling everybody about it. So it's like a revenge movie. A revenge situation dropped in the lap of a person that is totally incapable of committing revenge, committing murder. So his parents were killed, and the dude that did it was released out of prison way early or something like that, and he wants to do something about it.
So it almost sounds like Batman or something.
It is, but he is like Batman's actually very, very capable. This guy's just a clumsy, he's just kind of a klutz.
Oh, okay.
And he doesn't know how to. I can't say a ton about the movie, but it's really dark, and the violence that it doesn't do excessive violence, but the violence that happens they show on screen. They don't pan the camera away. When someone gets it, they show it. And there's one scene in the movie, I've seen it twice, and I skipped a scene the second time because I was like, I've seen this part. I don't know if I can bear to see it again. But it's really good and really intense, and the audio is great. The music, the cinematography is fantastic. And so if you can watch it in HD, on Blu-ray, I actually rented it from Amazon Instant Video, so I streamed it. It was like $1 that day. I think now it's back up to $4. So
how did you find out about this movie?
So there's a YouTube channel called Red Letter Media, and they are popular for their Star Wars Episode 1, 2, 3 reviews. If you look up Star Wars Episode 1 review, you probably will run into it, but it's a comedic review of the first 3 movies and how horrible they are. But he's genuinely accurate. He's genuinely smart and knows how to analyze movies in a really brilliant way. Anyway, they do movie reviews all the time called Half in the Bag. It's a YouTube series, and they were talking about Blue Ruin. And it's just this weird little indie movie that probably nobody ever heard of, but it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. I don't want to oversell it to ruin it for anyone, but
cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's brutal. I wish it was more affordable. It's like it's like $17 on Blu-ray or something like that.
I guess that's not too bad for a Blu-ray disc.
Yeah, it's not the worst. I mean, it's not like collectors. You're not paying $30 or whatever. Um, I like to shoot for 15 at the most. But I think that movie's worth it. Like it's genuinely unique and like I had so I'm gonna kind of roll this into the Flash TV show conversation. The reason why I like Blue Ruin is it's a kind of a incapable character, uh, and that's a lot more relatable than like a superhero. Um, and that's why it grabbed me. I tried to watch the Flash yesterday, the TV show thing, and boy, that was dumb. Uh, I forgot I had this fan going. It it was just like all the characters like fucking young. Like I think the oldest character I saw was like 30 years old, and all the all everyone else looks like they're fresh out of high school. And there's this part where like this. Anyway, you should probably watch it because I thought it was fucking ridiculous.
The Flash? Really?
Yeah, the TV show based on the DC character.
I don't know if I was never a fan of the Flash, man.
Yeah, I mean, many of the DC characters are boring. Like, and the Flash is just, yeah, I run real fast. Okay. I'm sure that will make a good story.
Me and my girlfriend were having a discussion about who would win in a fight between the Flash and Superman. And I mean, I automatically defaulted to Superman because
Isn't Superman as fast as Flash anyway?
he has bursts of like Flash speed. He can't constantly. Well, in my opinion, he can't constantly like do Flash like movements like constantly.
Yeah.
But he does like burst like power shots or something like that.
Yeah.
But he also has like he has laser vision. He can just like knock his head off, or he can just go back in time and kill him when he was a little kid.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he
Step
did that.
on him.
Yeah.
No Flash ever.
He did that in the first movie, I think, or the second movie. I don't know. It was a classic movie. He went back in time and like he saved his. I think it was Lois Lane. Yeah.
You're really into Superman, aren't you?
Oh, we were just having a discussion. Like, just
No,
hypothetical situations, okay?
I think I like some of the stories around Superman, some of them a lot more than Superman as a character, because it's like they just shoved all the powers into one thing and said, all right. They're like, well, what's his weakness? I don't know, some glowing rock or some shit. And that was it. But I like all the Superman episodes on the Justice League. They weave the story in there.
I'm interested in seeing like what this upcoming film, Superman versus Batman, is going to be like.
Oh my god, I know. Like it just like I am very intrigued because it just sounds like a shitty idea.
Yeah, I mean, we can go back to the Flash versus Superman thing. It's just knock his head off, go back in time, kill him when he was a child, or kill his parents. Laser vision. Oh, God, I don't know. It's just maybe we'll have to see what the movie's all about.
But I bet I will like it better than any movie that's just about Superman. Because I like Superman as a complementary addition to another movie. That's why the Justice League is so cool to me. Because on their own, but all the characters are kind of there's not much there. So throw Superman into something else, and that's awesome. But I'm very afraid the movie's gonna be bad.
Beside the fact that Ben Affleck is Batman.
Yeah. Well, I don't really. I mean, everyone's freaking out about that. It's like, how good do you expect any other Batman movies to ever be compared to like the first one and the Christopher Nolan ones?
The one with George Clooney and
the nipple suit.
Yeah. Jim Carrey and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know the best part of that movie? It's where when he goes, freeze.
Freeze in hell.
Oh my god. I need to see that movie. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Oh my god, Arnold is fucking retarded in that movie. It's great. Uh, all the bad ice puns.
Exactly, like has the '80s cheesy quotes from like the Macho era.
Arnold is like a character that is like cemented in the '80s. Not his movie characters. I mean, also him in real life. He just feels like an '80s, just like never left that era. Like
I'm the party pooper.
All of his movies are '80s movies, even today.
Yep.
I don't know. Arnold's. I think Arnold is best in comedies.
I did like his comedies a lot.
Jingle All the Way is great.
Kindergarten Cop was pretty good, I think.
I've seen pieces of Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
But at any rate, we just went down this weird movie rabbit trail.
When are we going to talk about games here?
Yes. Anyway, that's just saying. Blue Ruin. Everybody watch it. It's kind of rough. Just saying. And there's a song on the ending credits called Fangs, and it's by a band called She Keeps Bees, which sounds super hippie, I know. But it's a rad song. Anyway, games. Shadow of Mordor. I've been playing that a lot lately.
What is it about?
So it's sort of a Lord of the Rings game. It really feels like they only bought the rights to certain parts of Lord of the Rings or something. Because they'll, it doesn't even have Lord of the Rings in the title of the game. It's just Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor, but it doesn't even say Lord of the Rings. But they do have Lord of the Rings characters. They have Golem and just here and there. It's just, it's like it really feels like it was a different game at some point. And then someone somewhere said, we would make more money on this if we put Lord of the Rings, or the people thought it was based on Lord of the Rings. I don't know, those Hobbit movies are pretty popular.
Huh.
But that doesn't really hurt the game in any way. It is fun to run out and fuck up a bunch of orcs using the Batman combat.
Oh yeah, because it's based on that. Is that the Arkham City thing?
No, but it really. I mean, the combat is based on that. Yes, it is lifted right out of that. You got your counter moves in there and your finishers and stuff. The cooler thing though is as finishers in this game, you can fucking cut off heads and stuff. So you can't do that in Batman.
Oh yeah.
It's bloody. I mean, because those movies, the Lord of the Rings movies, were all like, they were like PG-13. There wasn't much violence to them. This is pretty rough.
I kept hearing on reviews around YouTube that the beginning was a little linear and didn't feel like it was that much fun, but as soon as you got into like maybe an hour or two into the game, it started materializing into like really fun game. The system mechanics and everything.
I don't remember it being linear, or maybe it just passed so quickly I didn't notice, but it is kind of it is an interesting game. Apparently you go to a second island. I have not gotten there yet. But it's just all burnt up, and it's Mordor, so it's supposed to look like shit. Everything's brown. It'll rain, there's weather, and the hail looks really good. It hits the ground and bounces just right.
Are there any eagles in the game?
No, I mean, not that I've seen yet. Maybe there are later, but
damn,
those eagles were pretty rad.
Yeah.
The eagles, those elephants, there were some cool like the trolls. Anyway, Lord of the Rings is awesome, and everyone that has a Blu-ray player should have that Lord of the Rings extended box set, even though it's like $50. It's really awesome.
I've played the Lord of the Rings games, and I never really got into them. What is it? Lord of the Rings, the ones that came out for PlayStation, based on the movies, and then like
Two Towers was good.
I did like that game a little. Yeah.
I thought the problem with Return of the King was many of the levels had some kind of stupid time limit, or the camera would pan, and you had to like keep up with the camera like it's fucking Mario or something. And you would die if you like didn't know where you were supposed to go, and the camera pan. unfortunate because it was otherwise it probably would have been a better game.
I mean, I felt like the hack and slash mechanics kind of got repetitive. I know I'm not
Yeah.
too much of a hack and slash gamer.
Oh, I agree. And you kind of get a bit of that with this game. It's not as dynamic as like Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry is probably the most engaging for me because there's all these different moves you can chain together and stuff. This game is a little more grounded. You're not like knocking guys way up in the air and doing big combos. You remain on the ground for the most part, unless you're climbing.
The thing that intrigued me the most about Shadow of Mordor was the whole like captain like officer mechanics.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can like apparently you can if you don't kill one of the officers, they'll like later on they'll remember you. And
Yeah, they rank up too. So at whatever rank they are, they get one. They get +1 if they kill you.
Yeah.
And they will remember you, and they'll talk shit to you and stuff. And it feels really it kind of adds personality to these otherwise fodder. They'd be fodder enemies. And it kind of does give you that feeling of like the scenes in the movies where like I'll see you on the field kind of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gives it a bit more realism, and they'll come back all fucked up with like bandages and scars and stuff.
Yeah.
So
there's also that I also saw in like a review where you can there's certain orcs, certain enemies that have like fear of different battle mechanics. So, yeah.
Yes, there are some of them. They have like fear of bees or like fear of they're kind of like wargs. Do you remember the warg from the movie?
Yeah.
They're like those, but maybe a little bigger, and they have some new stupid name I can never remember. So I'm just gonna call them wargs. But sometimes they'll be afraid of those, and you can actually ride those. You can unlock a skill that allows you to ride those, and so I always do it randomly. I never pay attention to these bosses' weaknesses or strengths. But it's cool because I ride him right up to him, and he freaks out, and it makes it a lot easier to kill him. Because, goddamn, is this game hard. Oh my word.
Wait, so you can die really quickly in that game?
Yeah, you can get fucked up real quick, especially because, like, I was getting chased around for a while the other day when I was playing it, and I was like, damn, there's quite a few enemies. I need to climb. So I climbed up to the top, and it was like, man, I looked down and there was like hundreds of enemies down there. Just fucking everywhere. So yeah, they really throw enemies at you if you're in like a stronghold or something. It makes Far Cry look like nothing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I do think I'm not like really into the side missions, and I don't like being forced to do stealth. And then if you're detected, it's like, oh, gotta reset the mission. Another thing, when you fail a mission, a lot of these, you gotta walk back to where you fucking accepted it. So it's like it's a glowing thing on the ground, and you can see it on your map. And then you hit the right bumper and you go into the mission. Well, you do your thing and you fail, you gotta run back to that thing instead of just pressing A to retry. So, it won't like boot you to a new location in the map, but you still have to hike back. I don't remember how I got to that point, but anyway, the game is really good. It's really hard. It is like Ron, like Paz was saying, scaring the bosses is pretty cool because you can like drop a big bee's nest, and sometimes they'll be afraid of stuff like that. And then sometimes they'll get angry about specific things, just like being afraid by specific things. It will say like hatred of wargs or something like that, and then they'll like be more aggressive towards whatever it is that pissed them off. So there's a lot of going on. You can observe events that are happening in the world. You run to the icon on your map, and they'll be having like a feast or something like that, and you can like poison their grog so you can kill a bunch of them, or you can sneak in and kill. It's there's a lot of different ways to dispatch many of these captains in the game. Um,
Hmm.
the war chiefs are fucking hard because they're like a higher level than most of the other war chiefs, the captains. Some of them you have to like kill their bodyguards before you can kill them, or I mean, I guess if you snuck in and stealth kill them, you wouldn't have to kill his bodyguards, but they're on you. Um, so it's him and like two other boss type characters,
Hmm.
and they don't fuck around. They're not giving you two little fodder enemies. These other guys are hard too. But
Would you say it has kind of a Dark Souls mechanic as far as the difficulty level?
not that hard. No, Dark Souls is crazy. It's definitely playable, and it gets easier as you unlock stuff. Like I unlocked earlier in the game this there's a few like special moves. One, you do a downward punch and it sends out a shockwave, and the higher your hit combo is, the more damage it does and the farther it spreads. So when you hit the ground and do this wave, it counts every enemy as a hit. So if there's like 6 enemies that get hit by this, it's 6 hits. So when you get up to like a 30 hit combo, this thing is doing a lot of damage to a lot of enemies. Um, anyway, that special move can only be triggered if you get 8 hits, and if you unlock the thing, it drops down to 5 hits. Point is, you want to drop that special as fast as you can, as many times as you can. Uh,
Hmm.
so it's fun unlocking stuff in your skill tree. It's sometimes kind of a chore going out to do the missions to get the points, because not all the missions are fun.
Yeah.
But it's mostly great. It's mostly a pretty fun game, and um, yeah, it plays a lot better than like a lot of open world games like Grand Theft Auto 5. As much as I like it, that game has awful controls.
Aiming system?
Everything. I mean, just the driving is flying in that game. Like, boy, it just Rockstar does many things better than many or any other company, but they get these fundamental things wrong, like proper controls, and they're so bad they'll allow you to skip the mission if you fail enough times. The only reason why I'm failing is because I can't fly this damn plane, because it's fucking swerving all over and I'm wrecking into stuff. With that said, I want to play some more Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 is definitely a fun game to play. Although the controls can be a little tricky, I generally don't really think about that. I just think about fucking doing rampages with Trevor.
Yeah, once you get through those crappy missions where control is a big thing, other than that, the game is pretty good. It's better than any of the others, and it's more entertaining than many of the others. All the other Grand Theft Auto games, except for the early ones for PS1, all those PlayStation 2 games, the structure and the missions were just not great.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of drive here, kill a guy. Which wasn't that great. But GTA 5, I think they really stepped it up.
I'm still only done with like 50% of the game.
Did you play the main story missions?
Yeah, I think like the last mission I played was the part where Trevor's like flying away in a plane and he gets called by the Asian mafia and they're holding Mike.
Oh yeah, I think
Mike DeSanta hostage in like a storage room or something.
Man, it's been so long since I played that game. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I don't know.
It's after the cemetery scene, but yeah, I just get too distracted with like doing stuff around like the city, like either going online, killing other people, or going offline and like running away from cops, or just wandering around listening to radio stations.
I had similar problems when I was playing Shadow of Mordor, because I'm like, there's a guy, I'm gonna go fuck him up. It's like attacking every orc I see, and then, oh god, 1,000 orcs! It's just like Grand Theft Auto, where you cause too much of a hubbub, and then you get 5 stars, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
That same thing happens in Shadow of Mordor. A lot of dudes will come, and they will kill you if you if you don't know how to get away.
Is that a single player game or a multiplayer?
It's single player. I don't think there's any co-op or anything. It's a much bigger game than a lot of games that are requesting you pay $60.
Yeah. Call of Duty.
Yeah, right. Ugh. I mean, I think
Drop my headphones if I say that.
the Call of Duty got you so worked up.
I know.
Yeah, I liked Black Ops a lot. I mean, I liked I liked Modern Warfare. I liked Black Ops. I think that was really Black Ops 2 is fine. It's just kind of it was it was a little more of the same, and they took out some of the features that made Black Ops 1 good. So and Ghost was a horrible piece of shit.
And I stopped at like Call of Duty 3. That was like the end. After that, even all the other like games that seemed to be good on other people's lists, even like the
You didn't play Modern Warfare?
I did. I didn't really like it.
Did you play it online? Because the single player was garbage.
Yeah, I played it online. I only play like those kinds of games to play it online.
The only reason why Call of Duty grabbed people was because it played well. The shooting played well, much better than most shooters. Like that was back when shooters still kind of had fucked up controls on consoles. It played well, and that RPG mechanic in the multiplayer where you're leveling up and getting new guns, that was like crack to a lot of people.
Also, yeah, and also it might be like a little bit of a bias of mine because I tend to like stick with older shooters like World War II and before that, I like single shot rifles and sniper rifles and stuff like that.
I liked World War II, but then I played it like 15, 20 times, and I said, all right, that was a fun chapter of video games. Please stop. Oh, you're putting out another World War II. Okay, well, I'm sure someone's gonna buy that. I mean, I'll play a World War II multiplayer game, but like, how many fucking times can they spin me the story? But
yeah, and the only game that I play currently that's of World War II is Red Orchestra.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
Red Orchestra to the Germans versus the Russians.
My brother's really into that game. Yeah, I need to play that. I just need to play it with other people.
It plays as a simulator, so you might not like that aspect of it.
Well, I mean, I played Battlefield. It's just like I played so many multiplayer shooters. It's just it takes a lot to grab me, and I think I really like Rainbow Six because it favors the kind of gameplay I'm good at, which is the close range, quick decision making kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Bigger maps, people hide in windows and shit.
Yeah. Do you know if Rainbow Six 2 is on Steam?
I think Vegas 2 is on Steam. I think I own it through Steam.
Oh, cool. I should. If it's on Steam sales, I should probably get it. Otherwise, if it's more than $19, I'm not gonna buy it. It's a pretty old game, but it's still good,
Oh man, yeah, it's still great, and you saw that E3 gameplay for the new game, right?
For which one?
It was like last year. I think I talked about it on a podcast. Rainbow Six. What the fuck is it called? Patriots or Rainbow? I don't know. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
It's a brand new Rainbow Six game that's not out yet. But it's coming. It looks great.
That'll be interesting.
But there was a news story. And I don't normally talk about news, but there was a news story about a certain game, and my fucking connection is being slow.
Pause. Burp. Pause. Burp.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dig for this story, but there was some game that was being marketed at 900p, and the developer said, oh well, we did that so that it would alleviate all the Xbox versus PS4 kind of conversation that happens every time a game comes out, and the Xbox version is insufficient. I mean, it's less technically, lower res and stuff like that than the PS4 version. And the statement sounded like, oh, we just locked them at the same spec so no one would talk about it.
Huh.
And what a lot of people extrapolated from that was, so you're deliberately hampering one system's version of the game, and would Microsoft have anything to do with this? Because everyone seems to say every game looks better on the PS4, even though most people couldn't see the difference. So, is Microsoft doing, backroom handshakes with developers to fuck with the resolution? I don't really know. But it does raise the bigger problem with this story is, if games cannot play at 1080p now, what's going to happen in fucking 3 or 4 years when these games are going to be a lot more intensive?
I feel like the more intensive it gets, the less likely it is for somebody to notice. As far as graphics, it's just, you can pour 64 million colors and human eye can't really see that much.
Well, there's that, but also, what about frame rate?
Frame rate's a different issue.
Because if you look at, I'm not super concerned about games looking not so great because it is a console, but like generations. What's always happened before is they would lose money on the console initially and then make it up. They would start making money on the console years out, or at least a year out, because it's so much to build new, good, advanced hardware. It's a future investment. Then you hear that they're making money on the PS4 already, and I'm not one of these people who's like, they don't deserve to make money on the console. I'm not one of those, but if they're already making money on it, how future-proof is it?
Yeah. Well, the more intense the games get, I think that the pace of processing power is going to keep steady until 2022 when they're predicting the peak of processing power to be reached.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can't pack so many transistors into one area to the point it's just impossible to.
Do you think they're just going to build PCs bigger?
We can't build them any bigger than what they are. Otherwise, you got distances that electrons have to travel. And if you build a big ass computer, it's gonna, there's gonna be a lag in the communication.
Yeah, true.
So they better come out with quantum computers that can play PC games.
We'll have nuclear powered computers.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was Assassin's Creed Unity. So they were saying it was run natively at 990p, 30 frames per second, and they're being locked to the same specs on both systems. So it seems like you're hampering one version of the game, and that's kind of shitty. They said, okay, I will read this quote, and then I will end the story. This is a quote from Ubisoft Montreal's Vincent Pontbriand. I can't read that. It's probably French or something. It is Ubisoft. So, blah, blah, blah. Where's the quote? He wanted to prevent debates and stuff. Debates and stuff is, here we go. We understand how senior producer Vincent Pontbriand's quotes have been misinterpreted. To set the record straight, we did not lower the specs for Assassin's Creed Unity to account for any one system over the other. Assassin's Creed Unity has been engineered from the ground up for next-generation consoles. So, I don't believe them, but okay. Anyway.
Interesting.
Yeah. I still want an Xbox One. I mean, I do want both, but I'm not spending money on an Xbox One now because I'm not trying to spend all my money. But God
Yeah.
damn it. It will happen. It will happen. I'm hoping in a few months. But there are games I want to play. I want to play Halo 2. I'm curious about Forza Horizon 2. Curious about a lot of other games.
I there, I wonder if it's gonna be retro. Where you can play previous games on like Xbox.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I really doubt that. They kind of stopped all that last generation. I mean, they had a little bit of that last generation, but
It's too much. It's too much to handle.
apparently, well, some would argue they just want you to go online and buy that version. I don't understand how computer hardware works, like to that level. Why this hardware won't run these other games, I don't get it. But I mean, you get that with PCs though. I mean, you get the same thing where you have an old game that I bought through fucking Steam, and oh, guess what? Too old. Not gonna work.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. I know that happened when you bought me or you gifted me. What's it called? Doom.
Oh yeah, Doom 3. Yeah.
It was a graphics card issue, incompatibility, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of those games that's like, I don't remember if it was Doom 3, but some games will say like Nvidia, like best on Nvidia or something like that, or
Yeah.
and then you get the other side of the fence, extreme cases of it doesn't fucking even run, on another. It's bullshit.
Yep.
But anyway, I played that. I'm clicking on my Steam now, just to see. A few months back, I tried to play South Park: Stick of Truth and laughed a few times and said, "Boy, do I not like turn-based RPGs at all."
I don't think it was worth the price. I mean, I
No,
like
I didn't pay for it.
Probably gifted to you, I guess.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I one of my sorry, I don't want to say her name. My girlfriend's brother got that game, and I didn't really think it was like that interesting for the price. It was just like like an episode, but an interactive episode.
It's probably much longer than like a piece of DLC, but yeah, I could not justify $60 for that. But Steam sales are always happening, and you also have to really be into South Park. I just really hate turn-based RPGs.
You know what game I hate? Fable Connect version. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's just a rail game.
That.
Yeah, I mean you wave your hands in front of the Kinect and then it moves the what is it, the horse and carriage from side to side, and it just does that all over through the game. Different levels. It's just on rails.
Oh man, this sounds boring.
Yeah, I'd rather have somebody hit me in the testicles with a fucking baseball bat repeatedly over an hour than play that game again.
Hold you down and stab you.
Yeah, I would rather have somebody projectile vomit on me.
I can arrange that. We'll get this really drunk person, and then we'll get this Connect, and I'll be like, choose wisely.
Yeah, that's how much I hate fucking Fable Connect. I like the other games. I mean, they have their issues as far as 1, 2, and 3.
People like Fable 2 a lot.
Yeah, Fable 2 is pretty good. Fable 3, I didn't like at all.
I thought the first one was alright, but Peter Molyneux has a history of overselling his games, like saying how it's going to be revolutionary and all this and that, and kind of not. But I do like Peter Molyneux. He was the head of Bullfrog years ago. The company did Theme Hospital and Theme Park. Anyway, Fable 2, people say it's good. I tried to play it, and the beginning of that game is so boring that I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I want to play it. I want to play it because the combat looked interesting. with all the, because it's an RPG and all that. But I just don't want to play the beginning like, oh, fetch quest, here you go.
Nah, not for me. If I want to do quest fetching, I'll just stick with either World of Warcraft or Skyrim. I like those games.
Yeah, I would play Skyrim over World of Warcraft. But
yeah. World of Warcraft is more like I'm addicted to it, so I can't stop doing it.
Yeah.
But it's the only one that I'm actually into, the MMOs.
Well, it really caters to they really know how to put the carrot out just barely far enough to where someone can grab it, and then see, oh, hey, there's another carrot. It just kind of leads you around, and it's easy to sink hours and hours into. But it never worked on me because I was like, I don't care that I'm walking over and clicking on this dude, or walking around and clicking on 10 carrots, farming and yeah, I want gameplay.
Yeah, I do like. I just recently got this game. It's a Kerbal Space Program. The spaceship agency simulator where you get to build your own rockets and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just like building rockets step by step, booster by booster, and putting engines on it and crashing it into the fucking launch pad where it just came from.
That's pretty cool. I probably wouldn't know what to do with.
Well, you're supposed to launch your aircraft and get it into orbit or get it into orbit around other planetary bodies, but when I was first starting to play this game, I didn't go through a tutorial, so I'd build these massive spaceships, and as soon as I'd take them off, they'd just blow up on the launch pad.
It's like
what the
October
hell?
Sky.
Yeah. What the hell? What the hell did I do wrong? And apparently there's different stages that you can activate certain boosters to lift you off, and then you can release those boosters and start up your other engines. And
yeah, there's a flow to getting a big fucking machine turned on, and not just oh, the fire now.
Yeah, exactly. Boom! Kill your astronauts.
Why did it engulf the whole spaceship? Oh, maybe because I dumped it all at once.
Yeah, at first, then I got the hang of it, and I would get into space, and then I didn't know what to do, so I'd run out of fuel, and then just crash back into the planet, And then eventually I was like, oh, there's this little gyroscope in the bottom center of my screen that'll help me get into orbit.
So
oh yeah, there we go.
Now I know I'm not upside down all the time.
Exactly. I'm not crashing back into Earth because of gravity. So there's some people out there that have their own spaceships in orbit around the planet or around the moon, or they have space bases on Mars, the equivalent of Mars. It's called MUN, I think. No, it's called something else. But yeah, there's people I don't know how they do it, but I guess I just haven't played the game enough to get to that level. But it's really cool. Building your own ships, I'd love it.
Did you play? Well, actually, two games are coming to mind. One of them was Ratchet and Clank Nuts and Bolts.
No, I don't think so.
Early 360 game, and actually, I've been listening to Giant Bomb from the beginning, so from one of their first shows in 2008. Anyway, point is I get to hear about old games now. And Ratchet and Clank Nuts and Bolts is a game where it's mostly just building vehicles. So you have to build a specific kind of vehicle to get over the level design that they've given you. I've never played it because I don't know if I'd have the attention span to build anything, but it sounds really cool at the same time. So it's got to be dirt cheap because it's so old. But
is it 3D game or 2D based or what?
It's a 3D. It's not a 2D platformer. So.
Oh, okay.
So it's Ratchet and Clank, but it's it's Banjo-Kazooie, but it's not it's not super duper old or anything.
Yeah, I try to get into space engineers, and I guess I'm just sort of on a higher level of attention deficit than you, because I can build shit, but if there's too much being offered to me, I'm just all right, I don't have time for this.
Yeah, you back off before you get engulfed in it.
Yeah, and that's why I like Kerbal Space Program, because the focus is building a spaceship, and that's it. Getting into orbit around other planets, and maybe even crashing into the sun. That's cool.
I think I'm more triggered by observing other things that happen in front of me than making them happen. Um, I like to reflect more than create, and kind of find out the mechanics of what makes, not necessarily literal mechanics, but what makes something tick. Uh, it's just a whole lot easier.
That what you just described right now could apply to any situation, from like watching somebody take a turd to going to a strip club.
I like to watch naked ladies dance. Let me analyze
the mechanics and like watching people unfold in front of me and shit. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's like it's like a high society strip club critic or something.
The strip club society.
Yes. God, that took a turn for the worse. So yeah, what the fuck were we even talking about?
We're talking about Kerbal Space Program. How much cool.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, I also I don't know if I told you this, but I downloaded, or not downloaded. I bought Serious Sam 3. Have you played that game?
Oh yeah, I have that. We should play that sometime because it is a bore playing alone.
Yeah, I know. I bought it for $3.99. It was on Steam sale.
Oh, there you go.
And I was hoping that like there'd be people online, but like there's nobody from our region playing. It's always like people in Russia or like people in Germany or something like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. If you like that, you should get Painkiller, because I bet you could play it on your computer, because it's pretty old.
You got me that game, actually. So
yeah. Was it the first one, or was it Hell and Damnation? I can't remember. Oh, right. We talked about this on a podcast, and you said you were terrified by what you saw.
Yeah, I was a pussy.
Your heart leapt into your throat. And
yep.
Went into seizures. Oh, no. It's really good. That first episode, level is really weird. In the orphanage. Scary stuff.
Yeah, that Serious Sam 3 game has that killing floor appeal to it, so I was like, oh cool, there's a bunch of enemies coming at me, and I only last like 30 seconds before I die. Yeah.
Yeah, when you get overwhelmed in that game, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's great, though. I need to play more of that game. It's just not a game to play alone, because...
It can get pretty boring, yeah.
Yeah. Did you play Serious Sam Next Encounter for PS2?
No, I didn't.
It was actually really good. That may be a game I should rebuy someday, because I have a PS2 sitting around. My brother and me played that game a lot. Eventually I just kind of hit the wall and got bored with it. But it was cool, and you can turn off the blood and flowers pour out of the enemies instead. I'm serious. Pink flowers.
Lilies and flowers and sunflowers and bees.
Whenever you talk about flowers, apparently you turn Irish.
Drinking? No, that's Scottish.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Drinking. I can't do it right.
Man, I wish I had a beer right now, come to think, but... So yeah, did you play anything else cool?
No, those are only three games I've been playing lately. Red Orchestra 2, Serious Sam 3, and then Kerbal Space Program. I did play, what's that game called? Firefall. It's an MMO.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of Borderlands 2. But I just couldn't get into it. I just didn't want to grind.
Yeah,
I'm tired of grinding in every game.
Yeah, I heard it's pretty bad, actually. It has a pretty negative reaction to it.
I think half the reviews are negative and half the reviews are positive. Overall, it's another grinding game. So
yeah, if you're still into playing a half-assed shooter with these antiquated mechanics, then alright, go for it. But otherwise, just get Borderlands 2.
Yeah, I'd rather delete my copy of Borderlands 2, including all the save files, and playing it all over again than playing, Yeah, I would rather have somebody hit me in the face with a baseball bat or a drill hammer my nuts to the wall than play that game again.
Yeah, it's It didn't sound stellar from what I heard.
Hmm.
Dude, fucking games lately been dull as shit.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, it's picking up again, and from what I heard, part of that is because a lot of people in the industry, developers, didn't know people wanted new consoles. So from what I hear, a lot of them backed off, and then everyone bought consoles, and they said, "Oh, okay,
Hmm.
let's develop." Um, I don't know how true that theory is, but it would make sense to me considering nothing came out this year except for Shadow of Mordor, and there's some stuff coming.
It'd be nice if they made some like decent games that were like couch co-op.
Yeah, well, Halo is great for couch co-op. So when I finally get the fuck out, then oh my god, it's coming soon. It's just, I had to my fucking car. See, I had to put like another $500 into my car just for maintenance stuff, and nothing broke. It's just, shit has to be replaced eventually.
Yep.
Um, man, the problem is my insurance is high, and I would just buy another car in a heartbeat. I'd start paying for it. If I could just not put any more money into my car.
Just buy a Tesla.
Oh yeah, sure. That'd be.
It's only 9,600 grand.
I heard in I think it's Norway. You can, and it's still completely unaffordable for a lot of people, most people. But if you live there, you can get a Tesla for like half price, and you can drive in the bus lanes, and you can park wherever the fuck you want, as long as it's the legal parking space. Yeah, they totally cater to them because they want to encourage a truly green, a good vehicle that's greener than what the current, options are.
Yeah.
Now, and then you look at America, and it's like, oh, good. We're the problem.
Fuck you, Tesla. We're Ford and GMC. We're not gonna let you say it.
We're gonna sell hunks of shit to dumb Americans, and when we completely fail and go bankrupt, good old Obama's gonna bail us out, and then we'll go right back to robbing people again. Fucking America.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Tesla's like they're based in the U.S. and they're trying to do something good in the U.S. And
Tesla is an exception. I'm mostly talking about GMC.
Tesla, yeah, Tesla. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I want a Honda Fit. That's the car I want.
We fit.
Honda Fit.
You want to hear a joke?
Okay.
Your mom is so fat, she had to look up cheat codes for you fit. Or we fit. Sorry, I fucked up the joke. There we go.
It probably wouldn't have been funny if you didn't fuck it up.
Alright, there we go. That's my joke for today.
Yeah, I don't have the clapping sound, so stop. Yeah, there you go. That sounds like something else. Never mind. I'm sorry I asked.
Shit.
I played a game called 8-Bit Boy. I wasn't totally impressed by it, but it was like, I think $1. It was on sale, and it's basically a Mario clone. Except the controls aren't as good. It's easy to forget how tight the controls were in Mario when you play other games, other platformers. It's okay. I don't know, if you want to jump around and collect coins, and 8-Bit Boy will be fine for you. The jumping and everything is not so great, but whatever. That's something I fucking played. Man, I had something else. Oh yeah. I just want to. I don't know. I think I already talked enough about Flash, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, you did talk about Flash. I don't want to hear it again.
I just feel old, getting old. It's like these dadgum kids and their superhero nonsense. I mean, I like Spider-Man and the Avengers and stuff like that, but like when it's just so ridiculous, even as a superhero thing, that I kind of go, I feel too old for any of this stuff.
Have you played Injustice Gods Among Us?
I should play that.
Dude, I like those kinds of games as far as couch co-op or maybe even online, but I haven't tried online yet. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the old. I wouldn't say Street Fighter games, but it kind of has the mechanic where you can try out a shit ton of moves and like you can develop your own style with each and every.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well,
I have to default to Superman. That's my favorite character.
yeah, I mean it makes sense. He is Superman.
Yeah.
That was made by the Mortal Kombat guys.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, NetherRealm.
Oh crap. Huh.
Yeah, that is NetherRealm. I don't know how many people are still there from the original like Mortal Kombat team, but they got bought by WB or something. That's why we had that weird Mortal Kombat DC game out of nowhere that everyone said, "What? They're actually making a Mortal Kombat DC game?" Okay. You remember when that came out, right?
Sort of, but I do know about the DC versus Mortal Kombat thing.
That was weird. But anyway, that's why Mortal Kombat and DC came together, because WB bought them. And yeah, those guys after Mortal Kombat did the Injustice Gods Among Us, which was a full superhero thing.
I didn't know Warner Brothers bought DC Comics.
Warner Brothers bought. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess they do own DC.
That must be the reason why there's so many damn DC movies coming out.
Well, there's that, and they're probably just trying to keep up with Marvel. I think they're getting jealous of Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know, I'm just making all this shit up, but like all the good movies that Marvel puts out, they're not all good, but they put out so many good movies, and what the fuck does DC do?
DC, or they should make another next game called Disney versus Mortal Kombat.
Rip off fucking Mickey Mouse's head.
Goofy versus Scorpion.
You're gonna be really excited for this game.
Pluto versus Baraka.
Pluto is right at the perfect height to get all hacked up by his that move that he does. Donald Duck versus Goro.
Yeah.
He gets ripped in half.
That's another crazy Disney character.
I mean, it'd be cool if they got really serious about it and did like I don't know, like villains and like I don't know. It would have to be like a $20 game or something, because I don't know how many Disney characters I could bear to see in a fighting game. Like, unless they went crazy, it would either be a few characters that we all like or everybody.
What was that game that you like introduced me to that was like these it was like it was an 8-player max, and it was currently at
Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts. Yeah, there we go.
Oh man, we need to play that.
Have you kept up on development of it?
I mean, I got it. I mean, I just don't play it because it's a multiplayer game.
Oh, okay. Wait, so it's multiplayer now?
It's always been multiplayer. That video I sent you was them all playing multiplayer.
Oh, I thought it was just like local co-op kind of thing.
I think, yeah, that's what I was implying. I still say multiplayer as if it's at home, because I'm old. Yeah, I don't think there's online play, and even if there is, I don't know if I'd be interested in playing with people I don't know.
Yeah, it is a fun game, though.
Oh man,
can you imagine it with like 8 people?
Dude, yeah, and because I have an Xbox 360 adapter for wireless controllers hooked up to my PC. I don't know why I didn't do it years ago. Like, this is super antiquated now that the Xbox One controller is out. But anyway, I don't know if that would put any kind of limit on how many controllers I got brought over. I just need to get a space. Dude, you know how fucking expensive it is just to rent a room? Like even that, let alone an apartment, is ridiculous.
I know I'm paying $4.75 for a space the size of a closet.
Yeah, it's and I wouldn't want to. I don't know if I'd want to live downtown. Um,
Yeah, unless you move to like a cheap area, like
well, it's like
something
there's nowhere to
like
park your
Texas.
car.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you gotta pay to park your car in a lot of places, and it's fucking expensive. Like if you live down there,
Yeah,
um,
I just keep my car parked at Hillsboro where my girlfriend lives.
oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's smart. Um, it would be cool. I mean, there's part of me that would like to live downtown, but I think my car is the biggest thing because I use it a lot and I work early, so taking the bus at the ass crack of dawn, no thank you.
Yep. Takes you
Taking,
like an hour and a half to get to work on.
yep, yep. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was literally gonna say exactly that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not realistic. People don't understand. Like some people are like, oh, what? Like they'll even give you like an attitude for owning a car. It's like I don't know why you need a car. I'm like, because I got a fucking life, dude. Like I wish I didn't need a car. How much fucking money I pour into my car, just to keep it going, and it's not even that bad of it. It hasn't even been a problem vehicle.
Yeah. I think if it was, I used to live in Northeast Portland, and I used to go to PSU from there. And the only times I'd like riding my bike was in summer. In the winter, I was just miserable. I hated it.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's completely soaked when you get to class, and like, you have to sit down next to somebody that's all dry, and they're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, right.
You know.
Um, even with a raincoat, it's just. I mean, for anyone listening to this outside the Portland, Oregon, United States area, it rains a lot here. I mean, it doesn't pour too often. It does here and there, but it's just constantly raining for about 9 months.
Yeah, it drizzles all month, all throughout the winter.
Yeah, it
There's
may
no
stop for a day or two. If you're really lucky, it'll stop for a week. But it just yeah, and then it's dry for 3 months. It gets really dry.
Yep.
And the rain sucks. I am tired of it. Uh, it didn't bother me growing up, but the older I get, the more I'm like, man, I kind of want to live in a place a little sunnier, but I'm not like fucking Arizona or something like that. Oh my god.
Desert heat.
Oh, I mean, I love the desert, just not that heat.
Yep.
Redding. I almost moved to Redding.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my god. I'm kind of glad I didn't because, boy, it's like 115 there regularly.
Yep.
Um, and like I would pull out my phone and say, I wonder how hot it is in Reading right now, because I have all kinds of different places around the world in my on my weather thing, just because I'm curious. Just every time I pulled it out is 115.
The only place I'd consider moving where it's always sunny and hot is like the western coast of Australia. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
If I had the money, of course.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind living in Australia for a while. Dude, if I was educated and if I had a lot of money, I would just bounce from the whole country. Like, go to another first world country that actually still gives a shit about the people that live in it. Because America's not going anywhere good.
You don't want to go to Liberia where there's Ebola?
No, no, thank you. I'll pass on the Ebola.
Cool.
And then people do the thing where they're like, well, it's not as bad as Afghanistan or Bosnia. I'm like, well, of course, but I am comparing America to other first world countries. Yeah, it's not exactly logical to stand up and say, oh, of course, of course we're better than Bosnia. I mean, it's sad to say, but, you know.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like hearing about shit that I've told you about the Tesla and other countries are pushing and pushing and pushing for greener and more environmentally sound ways of living and actually giving a shit about the people that live there. Uh, everything's expensive here.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty expensive.
I think the only other like place internationally that I can think of, other than like Dubai or something, but England, like especially like London, is fucking crazy expensive.
Oh yeah, there's there. I once went into this bar in London and like it was a I think I ordered a vodka and Red Bull and it was £14, which is
Damn.
$22. Or
Yeah.
Is it 14? Just 14 was my fucking math.
And they don't have a
$28
great
shit, dude.
and they don't have a great economy over there, right? Like it's not like booming, right? I mean, not to justify that kind of cost.
No, I get it's booming in some sectors, but I would say it's more.
But that cost, I mean, how many people that live there can really live comfortably when you're, I mean, what is gas? Gas is through the roof. You know, no one even drives.
I would say their situation is the same as ours, where like some people, like a lot of people are like living normal lives, and some people are living like they're working in a restaurant or working like Subway or some shit.
Well, the pay has to be through the roof then, if people can afford.
Yeah, I think they're like equivalent to our economics, where we get paid a certain amount and it works for our system. And there's they get higher pay, but at the same time they're more expensive, so it's kind of the same situation.
Well, the problem with this country is not only is the minimum wage crazy low, but it's just so hard now for so many people, so many companies and businesses know the economy's so shitty that they'll say, well, we're just going to pay you what we feel like, even though you have the skills to be paid more. And many companies unanimously, I mean, not together, but they all kind of say it at the same time. So it's hard to, everyone's like, well, you just leave your job. I'm like, yes, but when everybody's doing it, where the fuck do you leave to? You know? It's like I have 3 weeks vacation squirreled away. That's a decision that, you gotta pay me a lot more for me to give up that.
Yeah.
I mean, I get 3 weeks every year. And I've only been there for like a couple of years, so.
Oh, okay.
So they have some good benefits, good medical, but it's my point that I'm getting at is even skilled people in America are having a hard time getting paid.
Yeah.
So
It sucks, dude. Yeah, it sucks.
I always said this podcast would not get political, and economic and all that, but whatever.
We're still talking about video games, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else I played. I know I've been playing other shit. I just can't remember any of it. I keep wanting to play Halo. I'm getting the Halo itch because it's been a long time since a Halo game came out.
Oh, that reminds me, like, not too long ago, I think like 2.5 weeks ago, I got Halo Reach.
Oh yeah,
I bought Halo Reach, and
that game's great. What took you?
I don't know, I was like, I got the same thing, the Halo itch. Is like, I played Halo Reach once in like a friend's house, and I loved it, and then like afterward, like I forgot about it.
Oh yeah, I think we played that.
Did we?
I think maybe on the couch with the big screen. Maybe, didn't we? We were playing the Horde mode or whatever it was. God.
Does Halo 4 have Horde mode?
I don't remember. Halo 4 was completely forgettable. I don't think we played Halo 4.
Actually, it was Halo Reach. We played it. So that friend was you.
We were drinking. Yeah, we were drinking. So.
Yeah, I got like 2 fucking pizzas, and then like I left them at your place.
Oh yeah, you did. You got the pizzas, and then you probably said, "What am I gonna do with these when I go?"
I think I was riding a bike at the time because I didn't have a car. Like I can't get these on my head or something.
I like how quickly you abandoned the no car lifestyle.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I just was like, okay, this is not working for me. I can't fit into the hipster lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're broke and you can't afford it, just say it. Don't be not you. I'm saying, Ray broke. I feel like Cartman. You're poor, Kenny. No, if someone can't afford a car, I'm not going to give them a hard time about it, but don't, like, get all smug, like you're superior for not polluting the environment and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I could not have to deal with having a car. But American cities are big.
Yeah, yes they are.
I would like to find the people that designed these cities, and I said, do you know how long it's going to take for people to get around?
Yeah. Well, did you know that in Portland there was a tram car from downtown Portland leading all the way up to, I think, Gresham? Or no, sorry, it was Mount Hood.
Yeah.
It was a tram car. And then, like, Henry Ford started making his cars, and, like, he bought the rail car in, like, in the 1910s, and then he just destroyed the rail car and just built a big road so he can...
Wow.
So people could buy his cars.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's a story.
Ford, douchebag.
Yep.
And they made a lot of shitty cars too. I've heard they're coming around, but like my car is like back when Fords were Mazdas. So my car is mostly good. And I hear that they're getting much better, but in between, man, I mean, you hear stuff like Found on Road Dead and stuff like that.
Can't afford not to drive Ford. You know that commercial?
No.
You remember that commercial?
When was this?
This is back in like 1998, 1999.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was watching cartoons, man. They didn't have fucking truck commercials on when I was watching Rugrats.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I was older than that. I don't know. No, all I watched for most of like my young life was cartoons and Discovery Channel. That was it. I hated sitcoms. I always did. I don't know why.
There was a time when I was into like Power Rangers, like when I was like 10.
I watched it a few times because I thought it was horrible and it was so bad it was funny. So
Red Ranger, Pink Ranger, Yellow Ranger.
Fucking. Oh, I mean, even for like Japan, it's funny that is that a Japanese show?
It had American actors in it, I think.
Well, but oh, okay. Well, it just felt really bad in like old anime. It's like you're probably right though. Oh man,
I seen a YouTube parody of him where like
I believe that.
There's 3 guys that like turn into Power Rangers, and one of them turns into a Pink Ranger. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, I think I may have seen that.
And they like end up getting killed, like mutilated and just like tortured by this like green dragon thing. I don't know.
All right.
Yep.
That sounds like Power Rangers.
Robotron, whatever the hell that robot was called.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know anything about Power Rangers except for it was pretty ridiculous. Dragon Ball Z, it's the modern man's Power Rangers.
I couldn't get into that show.
Oh, it's so great. Like in kind of a guilty way. Boy, do they waste your time, that show. If you don't have it on DVD or if you're not watching it on your computer, if you're watching it once a day, boy, does it feel like it's fucking up your life. It's like 10 episodes, nothing happens.
I only stuck with like Cartoon Network, like all the Superman episodes, Batman episodes. Was that where Rugrats was on? Cartoon Network?
That was Nickelodeon.
Okay, Nickelodeon. I only saw like Animaniacs on Nickelodeon. Otherwise,
Nickelodeon used to be great.
Yeah.
Man, when I was young.
Green slime.
Yeah.
That was every kid's dream, getting the green slime.
Yeah. That was such a weird. You think back to all that shit and just think back to it like it's not normal to you now because you grew up with it.
It'd be controversial now.
Oh, it's so fucking bizarre. I mean, it's more bizarre than most American shows get. Like, yeah, if Japan did it, or some crazy Mexican network did it, because Mexican game shows are just kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
Actually.
Sábado Gigante!
Just picture you in a big sombrero and a fake Sharpie mustache.
A bunch of dancers, like, dancing behind me. Okay, so now we go to the contestants, and then we see these girls dancing between the contestants, and yeah.
I can't decide if this is like Spain or Mexico.
It's just the regular Spanish, like, TV shows, dude.
Okay.
Something like
See, if this sounds racist,
that. No comment.
I'm just quoting to you exactly what I've seen from Mexican game shows, and I don't know, maybe they're the racist ones. I don't know. It's almost like a bad parody of culture. Is what game show. Actually, come to think of it, all television is that. Even American entertainment is just a bad representation of American culture. Like how like action movie stars are commonly, well, in the 80s were commonly like bodybuilders, you know.
Yeah.
Americans don't look like this.
There's some Spanish shows that I like. There's also like those Japanese shows that used to air. You know, they'd have the voiceovers in English, and like you'd see like people getting like hit by like big foam things, and then like the commentators being like, "Oh, he just took one punch."
I love that weird shit. No, don't get me wrong. I can watch that shit all day. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck is going on. Even if they were speaking English, I wouldn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yep.
Because it gets so weird. But yeah, foreign game shows are the thing that makes them great. Is they take way more risks than American game shows. Like the shit they do to people. Like the Japanese ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's one where they're like in some spa on some mountain. You know, it's like some ski lodge, and there's like a spa, and this dude's like just in a towel, and they I think he was, I don't know, he's in a chair just with the towel across his lap, and the door the wall opens up in front of him, and the chair slides right out down the hill with him in it, and he's just basically butt naked, and he has to walk through the snow to the top of the hill. Never mind hypothermia or death or anything like that. You know, it's hilarious. He might die. Look at him.
I guess it's always hilarious seeing people in pain. That's why.
I guess.
All kinds of shows for that type of hilarity. Just take a look at wrestling.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, wrestling. I think wrestling. The problem with wrestling now is it's just the wrong kind of dumb. You know, it's not the dumb that I want. You know, I want fucking people dressed up in goofy, you know, outfits and like, you know, like there was the clown wrestler for, you know, a long time ago, and
I just like when they like bash like chairs on each other and throw trash cans full of trash at each other. And they, like, pretend they're dead, you know? They're like, oh,
yeah.
I can't get up for another 5 minutes.
And then, out of nowhere, they have some amazing finisher and pin them after they've been incapacitated for the past 5 minutes.
Or the referee jumps in and starts fighting.
Yeah, they start roughing up the ref and the... Yeah, wrestling's weird. I was really into it during, like, the WCW, NWO thing, Scott Hall... Sting, yeah. Like to go out and then they come back on and he's standing in the ring. Like, as ridiculous as that shit is, it sounds a lot cooler than like whatever nonsense they're trying to do to keep WWE going today. Yeah. I heard about some weird thing in California called Hood Slam. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
It's like a weird underground wrestling thing, and they'll like smoke weed on stage, and like they have blatant copyright infringement. Like they'll have like a dude come up dressed as Link. It just, and people come to this thing, and it gets crazy hot in there because it's not air conditioned well enough or something. And just look up Hood Slam. They talk about it on Giant Bomb all the time. Don't look it up now, but you may if you want. But it sounds weird. And I wish it was in Portland so I could go to this weird-ass thing.
They got LARPing in Portland.
What is LARPing again?
It's like the medieval combat where you like dress up in medieval gear and you hit each other with foam swords and, you know, shields.
Wow, that sounds like something all the cool kids are doing. Maybe I should get in on that.
You guys must be cool.
I've already done that. It's called you take the pool noodle and you chase someone around. It's that's,
Well, apparently there's just like societies for this thing. So.
Oh my god, it's almost as bad as the furries.
I'll just stick with like fencing. That's the only nerdiest thing.
Yeah.
I'll do with, like.
Well, and fencing probably won't get you killed. Like some of these fucking like they have jousting and shit. You know, like on the back of a horse, and you run at each other, and then you knock the guy off with a big fucking pole made of steel. I don't care if you're covered in armor, you could still die from that.
Yeah. I understand they used to do it back in the Middle Ages to prove, to entertain the ladies and, prove the knighthood of each castle.
The
Now it's
loyalty.
My loyalty to my king is, yes. I don't know. Now they do it just because they're not even knights. It's just they're circus acts.
Yeah, it's fucking dangerous. Like I don't mind that there's Renaissance fairs. I don't know that I want to go to one, but like the only thing I actively, I'm not angry. Some people are like, fucking Renaissance. They get angry about this stuff, whatever. But the only time I comment aggressively is when I go, couldn't someone get killed doing that? Think maybe you should not keep doing stuff that people could die. I
don't know. The only place I would actually see jousting is in like a real castle in like England or in Europe.
Yeah.
That's the only reserved place I want. I'm not in a circus or like a Renaissance festival.
Well, they do that big Renaissance thing in Ashland or something like that every year.
Oh, okay.
In Oregon, Southern Oregon. I mean, if there was a lot of awesome beer, that would be the only. Then I'd be okay, cool, awesome, sold.
Oktoberfest.
The problem with not Oktoberfest, but I did some kind of. It was an awesome beer tasting, but the problem is, not only are the lines really bad, but I just start to get sick. And these samples aren't very big, but this is all craft beer, so you try like 10 different samples and you start to get a headache.
Oh, okay.
At least I do. I'm a lightweight. Especially since I backed way off the alcohol. Mostly just so I'd stop spending money. You don't drink as much beer when you only have crappy beer around. I used to buy good stuff all the time, but it just costs so much.
Rolling Rock, Rolling Rock, Rolling Rock.
Oh,
PBRs.
I've drank some Rolling Rock, and I wish Heineken was cheap like the others. Because Heineken is not quality beer. I don't give a fuck what people say. It's just like any other lager.
Yeah.
I still would drink a shitload of Heineken for an affordable price. It's just not $1 a bottle kind of beer at its cheapest.
Yeah.
What I do like is there's a brewing company called Spaten. They're a European company, German or something.
Oh, Spaten, yeah.
Yeah, they have a lager that is kind of like the superior version of Heineken. It doesn't taste skunky like Heineken does. But it's very, very good. And
You're talking about just regular Spaten, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. I don't know if it has a name, because there's like they have the Doppelbock, which is something else, and they have other products. So I don't know if it's just called lager.
I don't know. The only one that tasted is just the bottle that says Spaten.
Well, they all do. Spaten makes more than one kind of beer. That's the conflict I'm in. But if it was a lager, it's a lager. I mean, you can't. If you've had a lager before, it's hard to not know when you're drinking it. And if you had a thick, heavy beer, it was probably that Doppelbock.
I went to. It was more like a lager.
Yeah, that's
like the Heineken.
Yeah. We've both had it. It's good.
I went to Germany once to meet my German pen pal, and she took me around Hamburg with her friends, and then one of her friends, he said here, this is Spaten, typisch German beer. And I was like, oh, cool, that's cool. Spaten, I know this. Yeah.
How old were you when you went?
Dude, I was 20.
Oh, okay. People still had pen pals?
This is back when they had pen pals.
Were you writing with paper?
I had a pen pal back when I was in high school when I was like 17 years old.
Oh, okay.
We started talking, and then we just kept talking and talking through like pen and paper. And then I was stationed in the UK, and then we're next to each other basically. So let's go ahead and enjoy Hamburg.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to travel. I'm jealous.
It's pretty cool. It's like I would only advise Americans that like to travel to like different places, not to the touristy areas, to travel to Eastern Germany because there's not a lot of people that speak English, and so you're like immersed in the culture. So.
Yeah, when you go to the tourist spot, you're not really seeing as much culture and as much shit that you wouldn't see at home.
Yeah.
I was talking to this chick recently, and she was like, I was like, oh, so we were talking about traveling. She's like, oh yeah, she said, do you travel? And I'm like, no, I can't afford to travel. And she's like, she says, yeah, it gets expensive. I couldn't live without it. And I'm like, you sure about that? I mean, it's like, I don't want to be shitty back, but when someone says they couldn't live without traveling, it's like, have you ever had a struggle? I mean, I think I'd be fine if I didn't get to go to Prague. You know, I don't think I'd die from that. Paying my bills is a higher priority.
Yeah.
But goddamn, I would like to travel. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to move more than actually travel. Actually, I just don't know where to because it seems like most of the cool places, everyone else already found out it was super cool and moved there, and now there's a billion people, and I don't want that. I don't want like New York because it's so crowded, or LA or whatever. I would like a little smaller city with decent, okay weather, not like buried in snow for 6 months like the Midwest. Here's what I don't get about the Midwest, okay? Every year you hear that it's buried in snow forever, and then it's 1,000 degrees in the summer. I get it if you have a job opportunity and you can make a lot of money, or if you've grown up there and it's just your home. I get that, but like, man, I don't know how anyone can hear about that weather and say, okay, because I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy from St. Louis. He's like, yeah, you're just inside a lot.
Yeah, I used to, the whole traveling thing, like, I kind of got over it after, I got back from, like, Europe, and, like, because I used to travel on plane a lot, and I hate traveling on plane.
Yeah.
It was fun doing it when I was young, but now it's just, like, a big hassle. I don't like going through TSA. I hate the lines, and I hate waiting.
Yeah, I get held up. If I ever get on a plane, I let people know, yeah, you might have to wait on me for at least a moment, because the moment they see my last name, they're gonna ask a bunch of questions and shit. So, but I'm not offended. I don't want to be held up.
All right.
Yeah,
games, dude.
I don't really. Yeah, I've kind of been stalling because I didn't really play a whole lot. But I do have something to talk about relative to games. So part of me saying I need to stop spending money was the reaction of spending a lot of money. I got a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo recently, and a pile of games. Because games are so fucking dull right now, I wanted to go down memory lane. I'm trying to reach the stack of games that I got here. So I'm just going to rattle off the games that I have out on my desk because they're probably the most important, and all the shitty ones are sitting in a box. So for Super Nintendo, the good ones, Mario All-Stars, cool spot. I think I got Mortal Kombat 3. Cool thing was I got like a box of like 10 games for like $10 from a friend. There was MK3 in there and cool spot, some good games. I got this Sega. I got Primal Rage, Mortal Kombat. I got Killer Instinct for Super Nintendo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's fine. I didn't play it when it first came out, so I don't really, I'm not like on fire for the game like a lot of people are. But it's fine. It's always fun to have fighting games around when people are over. I got the Sega 6-pack. It's got Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Revenge of Shinobi, Columns, and Super Hang-On. All of these games except Super Hang-On are pretty good. And that's all one cartridge right there, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about this Sega Genesis. Oh, and I also have Aladdin for Sega Genesis, which is an awesome game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Aladdin was great. That was a Tommy Tallarico. Tommy Tallarico did the music for that game. So,
Prince of Persia, have you played that game?
I remember playing that game on the Sega Genesis, and boy, do I remember it being fucking hard. Oh my god.
Yep.
That was where I started going bald. Was Prince of Persia. It stressed me out. No, I'm joking, but that was after high school.
I remember getting into like the biggest my RPG, like what ticked me off on or just set me off on RPGs was what is it called? The character's name was Raziel, and it was about like a vampire who was like killed and like into the underworld.
Oh,
he's trying to make his way back to his like killer or something.
I wish I could remember.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know your Blood Omen or some shit like that.
Damn it, I can't remember.
If only...
I know the character's name is Raziel.
Okay.
So that's it. It was like a big open world to me back when I was on PS2, or not PS2, PS1. It just had like those nostalgic mechanics that you see in like Skyrim and like, I mean, it wasn't anything like Skyrim, but it just kind of reminded me of like the open worldness. There's so many levels in it. There's so many like open areas that you could explore. It was really cool.
You know, I speaking of old games, you're talking about like these moments, these like oh my god moments in games, and maybe it's because games are really getting casual lately, or maybe it's because I don't know what else can be done with video games to keep it feeling new and amazing, but I have not had that holy shit moment in a very long time. I think the last time I had that was like Fallout 3. Last game that really blew my mind.
If I go back in time and like recall those moments, I'd probably say starting with like Super Mario World.
It was 3 for me. Super Mario 3 for me was the big one.
Okay, for me it was just Super Mario World for Super.
A lot of people say that's their favorite.
Yeah. Let's see. Destruction Derby for PS1. If you ever played that game.
I didn't. I played a little PS1, but I kind of missed that generation, unfortunately.
Oh. Also Driver for PS1.
Which one? Maybe I had Driver 2. God, I don't know. It was bad.
I hated Driver 2. I loved Driver 1.
I don't know. I don't remember which one I played, so it's whatever. Yeah, that game was interesting for the time.
Yeah. And then the Elder Scrolls series, those are like the thing that got me into like the whole open world. Starting with Morrowind. There we go.
Yeah. I've really tried to get into Skyrim. I desperately tried to like that game, and I'm like, so you gotta run all the way over here, and the combat's not that engaging. But I think that's probably the biggest thing is the combat. I love Fallout, but I don't love Skyrim or the sword and shield thing. I don't know why.
Like shooting people, huh?
I guess so. Yes, I like murdering with guns. Now watch the fucking SWAT come rolling in any minute now. The Arabic guy said it. Lock him up, boys. Throw him in the paddy wagon. Um,
Dude,
Uh,
I ran out of games to like mention.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been playing around my calculator. That's a game.
no, that sounds like suffering.
Okay, yeah.
Math is the horrible, torturous suffering.
Yeah.
Of course, I have to do it every day at work, but
Mm-hmm.
always great when you pick people like me that are terrible at basic math too.
1 + 1 = 4.
Yes, close enough. Fuck it.
Yep, that's close enough. Don't worry, we'll just eyeball it.
They want one of these. Just give them the palette. It's easier than math. Fuck it. I don't think I'd be a very good warehouse supervisor. Well, that might be it for the show because we don't really have a lot to talk about. I want to maybe next time if we are lacking shit to talk about, we should do like a disappointing games podcast where we think of games that just were such a horrible letdown.
Oh, I have so many to fucking talk about, so that would be great.
Man. Yeah,
There'd be so many, like...
getting angry. Just
I would
thinking about it.
rather jokes, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, my God. So, I'm getting excited just thinking about that. Maybe we can do that. We can do that soon. Hopefully I can get Captain Cat to get in here sometime.
Yep, that'd be cool. If he doesn't have any family commitments, damn it.
Dadgummit. No good commitments and responsibilities. Who needs them? That's why you got video games.
Screw them. Just waste your life away on video games. And...
Yes, move to Portland and do nothing with your life. Everyone else is doing it.
Yep, it's where young people retire.
Thanks,
like-
Portlandia. We really
Portlandia.
appreciate the traffic problem we have now. Thanks to all the potheads you brought in. Good job.
Yep. So many damn tourists in downtown. I see them all the time. They're like, oh, you have to go to Voodoo Donuts. You have to go here because...
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Alright, cool.
Voodoo Donut. Oh my God. Okay. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure the donuts are great. I'm not waiting in line for an hour and a half for a fucking donut. What is wrong with people?
It's just simple donuts. Somebody pours fucking Oreos on it, and that's it.
they make it shaped like a dick, and then people
Some-
buy it.
Yeah, somehow it's like the best donut in the world.
It's the
Just
same-
because it has a weird title to it and it has like regular ingredients that you wouldn't normally put in a.
Portland is a breeding ground for sheep. Not real sheep, but like people that just kind of do what everyone says. Like, oh, Voodoo Donuts is super popular. Let's all kind of, and so it's just like this. Everyone just reacts to the zeitgeist, but no one actually thinks for their own, on their own.
It's the touristy place to go in Portland. Yep.
Yeah, there's not a lot of deep individuals here. I like smaller, locally owned places because they usually have higher quality and they're not trying to sell food for the cheapest possible price. You know, assholes and eyeballs kind of food. Processed shit that got swept off the floor. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Voodoo Donuts is fine, but it's not worth that line.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Alright.
Yes. Thank you for listening, people. I feel like a robot there. Find me on Twitter, Gabe0083. You can find many of these episodes on YouTube. Just look up the video Gabecast, you'll find it. I need more guests. So if you listen to the show and you want to be on the show, just get in contact with me through Twitter or find me on Facebook or just Google the video Gabecast. You will find me easily. Contact me and maybe you can join us. It's easy. All you need to do is get on Skype and talk into a microphone, and I'll record it. So, anyway,
Cool.
watch Blue Ruin, everyone. It's a great movie. See you around.
See ya.